Welcome everybody. This is another episode of, well, not another episode, but I'm going to stream this series. This is, welcome to Bonehead Inc. Today we are going to look into how to get started in playing FS22. I've had a lot of comments sent to me and emails wanting to know how I get started and if I could show the way I get started. So today I'm going to start an AM series on how to get started in FS22. It's a pretty simple way to do things. I don't veer off away from a lot of things. Take in mind though that I do play on PC. I don't play on consoles. So I will try keeping it to all the mods, to all categories. So if you do play on console, you should be able to follow along. There might be one or two mods that you cannot get a hold of, and I do apologize for that. I don't have no control over that. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into the game. Oh, wrong screen. And with my main, when I get into the gameplay, I'm probably going to shut the webcam off, just so you can see the whole screen and everything that I'm trying to talk about at once, because when I drop down the F1 menu, your help menu, it will be right there behind my webcam. You won't be able to see what I'm trying to tell you about. So therefore, when I'm in the game playing, we probably won't have the webcam on. I'll leave it on right now, and then we'll switch over and I'll come in and out with the webcam. So right here is your loading screen. The first thing you have to do in order to play FS22, you have to go and download the game. You can download it through Giants, you can download it through Steam, you can download it through other sites if you want to. If you're on consoles, you'll have to get it through your PlayStation Store or the Xbox Store. So once you get the game downloaded and get it up and running, it'll load up and you'll have this screen right here, which you have various different commands right off here off to the left. You have your career mode, you have your multiplayer mode, your downloadable content, achievements, options, credits, and quit. Now, what we're going to play on is we're going to play on in the career mode. But if you look right here, and this is your downloadable content, if you click on this, this is where what they call the mod hub. This is where you can find all your mods and everything else that you want to play with. Whatever your system or allows you to play with. Right now, I have it clicked on. If you see right here, you can have show all mods or show crossplay mods. I'm going to do it on crossplay mods, so if I download a mod, hopefully it will be able to be played on consoles too. Over here you have all your, in the mod hub you have for any updates or mods that you have installed. This here is your update. This here is what's downloading right now. And this one is your downloadable content. The extra content that maybe that you've gotten the other tractors and semis and stuff like that with the game. And down here, these are recommended, or these are the best mods that have came out, is what people rated as being the best ones. These are the ones that have been most downloadable. The coffee cup with a flame. The one with the plus is the latest ones that came out. So if you want to see what mods came out today and what you will be able to play with on your system, you would go here to the coffee cup with a plus. And these are the recommended ones that people have played and said that and marked on the box that they recommend that you download these for gameplay. Now, what I'm going to say on that, this depends on your type of gameplay and what you're wanting to do. You don't have to download everything that somebody recommends, because some of the stuff you'll probably won't use, and some of it you will. So, and with that being said, that's the mod hub. So we'll go back out here to the main screen. Like I said, we're going to go into career. And you'll get once you click on career, you'll come to this where it says your game saves. And as you see, I got a couple games already. So what we're going to do is we're going to look for the first empty slot, which is this one. And then you have 3 different modes. You have New Farmer, Farm Manager, and Start from Scratch. Now, New Farmer mode is easy, and if you've never played FS22 before, I recommend that you start off on the easy mode. There's no big deal about it. No one's going to look down on you because you're playing on New Farmer. It's just that it's a little bit easier, and you don't have as much going on. Now, here in Farm Manager mode is a medium setup. This is a kind of where you kind of don't get as much money, and you don't get as much equipment and stuff to start off with. So what this will do for you is it'll give you a large sum of money, but you have to go buy your own land and you have to go buy your own equipment. Now, in Start from Scratch, a lot of players like doing the Start from Scratch because that's the way they like to play. Now, in Start from Scratch, you don't get no money, and you don't get no equipment, and you don't get no land. So you have to build up from the scratch. Like I said, if you're new to FS22, I recommend playing on New Farmer mode. New Farmer mode starts you off with 100,000, gives you equipment and some land. So that's what we're going to do, is we're going to play on New Farmer mode. So we'll hit continue. And now we'll come up to the screen to select your maps. So if you scroll through them, you got Elm Creek, Hope Baryon, Elgrant. I have Clams and Farms because it came out on the Mod Hub. County Line is a non-Mod Hub map. Not everybody will be able to get it. No Man's Land, everybody can get. I really like No Man's Land, but like I said, for No Man's Land is would be a good choice for a secondary map, because of all you have is one little field and what you see right here to start off with. And it's a good starter map, but you can do whatever you want on that map as far as how you want to go and everything else. But what I'm going to show you is we're going to start on Elm Creek. Elm Creek is probably like one of the most popular maps out of them all to get started on, because it's got everything right there for you. So we will start on Elm Creek. We'll hit continue. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to disable, as you see, I have a bunch of mods. Some of these mods you can use on console. Some of them are PC only mods. So I don't want to have a bunch of PC only mods if we're not going to be playing on all things. So I'm going to deselect them all. And then what I'm going to do, I am going to enable a couple mods just so I can use it for gameplay and everything else. With that being said, I am going to Free Landscaping Tools, which is a PC only mod. I'm not going to do my GPS like I normally do because it's not a console mod. I am going to enable this Lizard Subsoiler, which it is in all platforms. Lumberjack mod. I won't worry about it. And Power Tools. Power Tools is a script tool to help creators out and making stuff available for their thing. I'm gonna go ahead and turn my clock back on. I'm not for sure if you guys on console have the real clock or not, but I like being able to just look up in my right hand corner at my real clock. I'm going to turn on reduce maintenance cost and store deliveries. I'm going to turn that on. So if you want to see if you can use them mods or not that I have selected here, you need to go into your mod hub and see if they're there. They should be, most of them should be underneath gameplay or that nature. I do know that the Lizard Subsoiler is for all platforms, so you should be able to use that to play with. And two, if you're looking at this video later on down the line, you might keep checking on the mod hub and make sure that it's there. Some of these mods I do know. This is a cross-platform mod. The Gooseneck trailer is pretty much a lot of the items that I use are from the mod hub, so they should be all console, but some of them aren't. So just so be aware of that. So now that we got our mods selected that we're going to start off with, we're going to hit start. And what it's going to do now is the game's going to load up for you, and it should take you into your home farm area, or it'll spawn you off at the store, and you'll have to go down to the farm. It might even make us do it. I don't know if it will with me or not, but it should take us right to our home farm where our sleep point is. So there you go, everything's loaded up. So we'll hit start. Now we'll come in here to create our character selection. As you see, there's Mr. Bonehead. I already have myself all saved up in here. Now with this thing with FS20, this is new to FS games. We didn't have the ability to change what our character looked like this much into detail. You have different character starts, facial, what I call it. You have different hairstyles. You can put a beard on yourself, mustache. Then they have group outfits that you can put in there for yourself. They got, since I got a group set already selected, they won't let me change that. You can put on different boots. If I want to wear tennis shoes, I can put tennis shoes on. If I want work boots on, I can put work boots on. You can change your hat style, and you can put gloves on. You can put glasses on if you want. So I'm going to use that, guys. So we're going to hit that. Now this is going to come up with a screen here. Now if you want to, you can go through the tutorial. Anytime you start off on a starter map, it'll come up with this asking if you would like to participate in a tutorial. I'm going to say no because I know how to do everything, and I'm going to show you guys how we do everything. So if you would like to start the guided tour later, start a new career in Elm Creek or Hope Beyond, and you'll be asked again. And you hit OK. So we're not going to start off with that. So here it looks like this is our farm area. This question mark right here is to let you do the learning of everything, the tutorials. As you see, we got a combine sitting right there. We got a barn. Looks like we got a tractor and trailer down that way. Looks like there's another tractor down over there. We got a truck. Little workshop barn here. Looks like we got another tractor right over there. So when you first start into the game, your equipment and everything else is kind of staged, so you can just get started and get going. But what I like to do when I first start a map is I like to go in and I like to make sure that there's nothing that I can't get rid of. Do I really absolutely need it? So if you look over here at this barn, I don't know if I'm really going to need this barn or not. So in this building back over here, I don't think you can do anything with it. Let's just see if it can interact. Anything that you can interact with, what I mean by interact with is like open doors and stuff right now. What you can't open that door is something that you might want to just go ahead and get rid of. Because realistically, you're not gonna keep it because you're gonna build your own farm. So you don't want to put your own things on it. So what I do is I kind of take a mental note here of what's all out here in my farm area that I can keep or I can get rid of. So then we'll go into your store, and we go down here to these 3 lines. You'll see this construction. So you click on it. As you see, that building highlights in blue. So we'll say, ask us if we want to sell it. Well, I'm going to sell it because I don't see no sense in keeping it. So I'll sell it, but I didn't get any money for it. So that's fine. This barn here, I don't really see any sense in keeping it because the only thing I can do is put straw bales and stuff like that in there, and I'm not going to be able to use it for what I want to use it for. So I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that. and it says I'm going to get 50,000 for it. So yes. So we went ahead and got rid of that. As you see, we got a hole right here now, which we'll take, and I'll show you how to fill that up here in a second. This barn here, I think we'll hold on to this one for right now, but eventually we will get rid of that. So, and you can rename this one. So what we'll do is we'll call it Bonehead Garage. So there, Bonehead Garage. Okay, so now we'll go back. So, just to kind of review over what I just said. When you first start off in the game, the first thing you want to do is you want to look for things that you're not really going to need. We really aren't going to need this water thing because we don't need to pay for water. Water is free. So we're going to get 1,500, so I'm going to go ahead and sell that. But like I was just saying, you're going to want to go through everything, and you want to make sure that there's nothing here that you don't need anymore. As you see, this field's already been plowed and everything else has gone through. So I've gone through everything and made sure that we're good. We're going to slow the speed down right now because I don't know why that's not working. Okay, so because I'm in. Duh. So I'm gonna slow the speed down, and on the console, I don't know how to slow the speed down, but on PC, if you hit your 7 and 8, you're gonna adjust your time frames. We're gonna run at 1 right now, and I will bump it back up later on. Now, the next thing we're gonna do after we've gone through and got rid of everything that we probably won't need to use at all, is we're gonna go ahead and set up our gameplay. So you hit your menu button and you look over here and you have all your menus. What you're going to do is go down to the tractor with the gear on it. Now this one here is, we're going to rename it. We're going to call this Bone Head Starter. Now you can name yours whatever you want. When you come down here to the autosave interval, we are going to switch that to off. You don't want to accidentally have it saving something when you make, say like if you're doing some landscaping and stuff like that, and you make a mistake, you don't want to have it autosave it and then you can't go back to and fix anything. The time scale is we're going to have it at real time. Economic difficulty is going to be on easy. I am going to go ahead and shut off traffic just for instructional reasons. We are going to leave seasonal growth on, and we're going to do seasonal growth as 1 day per month. So with that, if you guys don't know what seasons are, I will go more into depth here in a little bit on that with you. But seasons is something new that they've implemented on the game for the whole game. You can turn it off and you can turn it on. I recommend that you play on seasonals because it gives you a more realistic effect. So on to the next one, fixed visual month off. Snow, I'm going to turn snow off because that's kind of a pain. Crop destruction, since this is an instructional video, I am going to go ahead and shut that off right now. Periodic plowing, I'm going to turn on. Field stones are on, lime required on, and I'm going to shut weeds off. Weeds are just a pain here in FS22, and I know that they're working on it right now, but for right now, we're just going to leave weeds off. Your vehicle controls will probably all stay the same here. We're going to have fuel usage at low, trailer fill limit off, stop and go braking on, automatic engine start. That means as soon as you jump in the tractor, the engine starts. I'm going to leave that on. Now my AI workers, I do not want them to buy anything. So you want to select that to off. The reason why you don't want your AI workers to buy anything is maybe you have a large amount of seeds or fuel or fertilizer sitting back at your farm, and if you have the AI workers do it, they'll just buy to fill up the whatever they're using, and so you won't use what you have, so you'll spend twice the amount of money on stuff. So next one we're going to go to is this gear. Of course, the help window you can trigger throughout gameplay. All this other stuff here is good to go. Money unit, we're going to use dollars, measure unit miles, temperature unit Celsius, area unit will be acres. Radio off, vehicle only, radio range. I don't really use the radio too much. The one that I want to make sure right here, gear shift mode. I don't like the manual on this game. If you do, you can play around with it, but you can go here and select it to manual, or you can see manual clutch, and automatic. I'm just going to leave it on automatic. We'll leave our speedometer showing engine speed, and that's pretty much everything there. So now what you're going to want to do is you want to go ahead and click save game. So all the settings that you have just adjusted and everything else is saved. Always make sure you go in every once in a while and save it. That way if something happens, like your game crashes or anything like that, you'll have a more concurrent place where you save it at. Hold on here, I just got a text message. Oh, nobody important. So now that we got all of our settings set up, I want to go over with what all this is over here and what this all means. So if you're new to the game, some of the stuff you don't know, and if you've played FS19 before, there are some differences. This little globe here is your map. This shows you the whole entire map. It shows you what you own. Everything you own is blue. Shows your equipment here, and it shows you the different fields and everything else. This is where you come to purchase farmland. You just click on the farmland and say I want to buy 49. So the 49's right there, and it's for $56,000. So that's all right. So if you wanted to buy that, you just click on buy. This here is your helper, your AI thing. So if I wanted this tractor here, so I'll click on it. I'll come down here to set destination, and then let's just put it right here and turn your little arrow. Now that tractor is going to drive right there. Now take in mind, when you do this type of stuff, it is going to cost money for you to have your drivers drive things, or to have an AI driver anytime you use an AI driver. And to be honest with you, I think the AI drivers are kind of a little on an expensive. So I try doing everything myself. I find that way I keep money and make money. So this is your calendar. This is basically in seasons mode. This is where it tells you that what you can plant and what you can harvest. Now if you look, we're in August. It says right now we can harvest wheat, canola, and oats, potatoes, sorghum, and then of course the populars, grass, and oilseed radish. We can plant populars and canola, and that is it. Right now, that's all the game will allow you to plant. Now, if you want, I try following this pretty good, and a thing I recommend that you do with seasons is that you go and you make a game plan for your field. So if you know you're harvesting 2 fields of wheat today, well, what can I plant today? Okay, well, I can plant canola. Well, canola is going to take a whole another year, and that's about the way everything else is. But you kind of sometimes want to look and make sure you can't get maybe a grass field in there or something else. Maybe get 2 crops in that one field. Also, you want to take, and when you're planning out your harvest and you're planting, you want to make sure that you're going all out. Make sure that if you have cows, you got enough stuff to make your TMR. Chickens, you got to make sure that all this stuff in your productions, which I'm going to show you your productions here in a second. So just take in mind when you're planning out your crops for your fields that you go into all these areas. It might be there for you, might be what you want to plant right now, and then again it might not be. But just keep in mind that this will help you right here and let you know what you can harvest and what you can't plant. Here's your weather forecast to kind of let you know. Okay, so tomorrow's supposed to be all right. Then October we're gonna get a little rain. Everything else looks clear. So you can always go in here to kind of judge. Okay, so do I need to harvest? Because if you harvest, you can harvest in the rain, but it's going to give you a reduction in your yield. This right here is let you know how much stuff you have and where you can sell it at, and when is the best time to sell it. So if you look here, we don't really have anything, but we'll click on wheat, and it says that the best place right now is to sell it at the feed in Grain South. So you can always highlight it, and it'll show you. This button down here is your your price fluctuations. Now take in mind these price fluctuations won't be right and accurate right now because this is from last year's harvest, which we haven't done a harvest yet. So therefore, these are just generated sell points on when it is good right now. Now, this next August, you can come back in here and look at it, and it'll tell you when on your gameplay it was, when the height was and when the low point was, the selling things. This is all your vehicle screen. This is your money. This is how you determine how much money you're making and how much profit. This is the animal screen, which we don't have no animals yet, so I can't show you anything there. These are contracts. This is another way of making money when you're first getting started. Do a lot of contracts. I recommend if there's contracts out there to knock out as much as you possibly can. This is your production screen, which we don't have anything making any productions right now, so nothing will show up here. This is our statistics, which all should be 0 because we haven't started. These are your setting screens. This is your controller. This will allow you to assign certain keys to do certain things, and this is your help guide. So if you're new to FS22, I do recommend that you come in here to the help screen and you look at all these little shorts. I think some have videos, some doesn't. Some explain some things, some doesn't. So that's pretty much your menu screen. So now we're here on our farm. We got all of our settings set up. We got rid of everything that we needed to get rid of. So now what we need to look at is there any fields that we have that need to be harvested right now? So if we go into our map, and as you see right here, it comes up. You can go over these filters, and here's your growth. Now shut off everything except for harvest. And you just click on them, and that'll so this will show you everything that needs to be harvested, and anything in the light blue lettering is ours to harvest. Okay. So what I like to do now that I'm here and seeing what needs to be harvested and everything else, I know I got one field that needs to be harvested today. Okay. So I want to set a goal for myself. I want to set a goal to own these 5 fields by the end of the year. So that will give us 8 fields. Now I'm probably going to connect these fields. I'll probably get rid of that one. So therefore, this will be my five fields. I like running at 5 fields in my first year, and then I like buying 1 or 2 fields later on down the line. Now, my game plan for this stream is that we're going to take and eliminate these as being 45, 46, and 44 as being fields. And I'm just going to turn this all into my farm. You know, I'll put a couple sheds up here and everything else. I'm hoping by the end of the year that'll happen. Now, if it does or not, that's up to us. We'll see. So, right now, as it stands, we probably don't have enough money to even start doing that. So now we need to start making some money. Now, making money is pretty easy. Like I said, you can do contracts. You make sure that all your fields are ready to go. And we want to see if there's anything that we can utilize. So there's a couple things that we could utilize. You can utilize forestry, and you can utilize grass mowing. Grass mowing, making silage bales, is a big money maker. So we want to make sure that there's a BGA on the map. And if you look over here, right here, this is usually what a BGA looks like. And it'll let you know. So you can take your silage there and drop it off and make money off of it. You can also take and drop off your fertilizer or solid fertilizer or slurry, and drop it off there too. So now, with all that being said, it doesn't look like there's very much forestry, because we won't be able to get back here into this area, and these little green circles, that's it. So it looks like forestry on this map is out of the question. So, but it does look like there is a lot of areas that you can mow. So you want to take that in account. So if I can take and make money off of mowing to build up things, that would be great. So another thing I'm thinking about is maybe turning these 3 fields in up here into grass fields. That way we can have grass, and every 2 to 3 months you can mow down your grass and produce bales, because we really don't need any grain crops right now, because we don't have no productions up and going. So to get our farm up and rolling and getting money bringing in, the best thing I can see for us to do would be to do grass, because we can't do forestry. There's no forestry work anywhere. So therefore, let's take a look at what our farmland looks like. So this is all this right around in here is ours. I'm taking mine. There's a lot of trees around there. If we wanted to, we can go ahead and cut down the trees. So that would work. Make a little money off of them. But what our game plan will be is, I think I'm going to go ahead and take and turn 44, 45, and 46 into grass fields. And if I come down here, we'll get out of that, and we'll come down the calendar. Can we plant grass right now? Yes, we can. And if you look at it, we got 1, 2, 3. So we'll be able to harvest and replant grass for the winter and let it go. And we can harvest it all throughout the winter. So that will give us a good amount of crop, or a good amount of income coming in. So another helpful tip that I want to tell you guys is, when you first start off, try utilizing what you have. Don't get into the hype of, these guys got everything and blah, 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 blah. You know, that's all fine if they got it all and everything. But for you guys, we just need to concentrate on getting our farm up and going and running smoothly. So we are going to utilize what we have here. Looks like we only got 1 field to harvest. So we'll take and jump into that combine, and we'll go ahead and harvest this field real quick. Now, when you're doing harvesting on grain crops, you'll notice that you can have a straw swath. So we're going to go in our help menu right here, and it wants us to, are we hooked up? Oh, we got to hook up. So hook up to our header, and you see right down there, third up from the bottom, disable straw swath. No, we don't want to disable the straw swath. We want the straw swath on. So we're going to take an unfolder combine. That way you go. We'll drop this down. Now, we'll go ahead and turn it on, and we'll start the harvest. Now, we should get a straw swath coming out behind the combine. See, there it is. You want that, because that's an extra little bit of money. Plus, there is some things in production that you need straw for. Animals sometimes need straw, like cows. I think are about the only ones. But it is nice to have it, and that's an extra form of money. Now, there's no proper way of harvesting, how you run down it and everything else. A lot of people do headlands and stuff like this. But on a small field like that, I'm not going to worry about the headlands. The biggest thing, too, is we don't really have anything that's going to collect the straw, but we will go purchase something. Now, you want to try keeping in the positives on all this stuff. And like I said, the goal is to make money. and turn your farm into a profitable farm. So right now we only have one harvest excuse me, going. So therefore it won't be real profitable. It'll be profitable because it's more than what we started off with. And that's what you got to kind of think about. It's going to be kind of tough at times because you're going to watch some other videos and they're going to show you that I'm using this new John Deere tractor and I can do 400 feet with it. Well, you'll get there. That's all you just got to think to yourself. I'll get there. What I'm showing you is probably what I do, and I don't have a farm that I have made right now that doesn't make over $500,000 a day. So, just so you know. But it takes a little time to get there. To reiterate over what we've gone over so far, is your first thing you want to do is come in and sell off any buildings on your property that you know you're not going to use. Any decorative stuff, get rid of it, because you're going to change the whole outlook of your farm and everything else like that. And the second thing you're going to do is you're going to want to look at what crops and what fields that you have to harvest right now. And as you see on this one, we only have the one. So we'll get money off of the straw and we'll get money off of the wheat that is in this field. The starter equipment, I wouldn't so much worry about it being left outside. So the third thing that we kind of discussed is you need to get a game plan on what you kind of want to do. Like I showed you, I went to the map. I said, I kind of want to own these fields by the end, and I want to turn this area into our main farmyard by the end of the year. So, with that being said, you should be able to do that by the end of the year. Take in mind, we do have 150,000, and yes, there is ways to get money in here. I know on all platforms of playing that you can download the mod government subsidies signs, and they will give you money each month. So if you find yourself in a pickle and you need a little bit of help, you can always download that mod and use that to hit our house. Use that to use that to help you out. I wouldn't go hog crazy, but if you want to, go ahead. Go hog crazy on all that. And do what you got to do. I personally don't do it unless I am in a pickle. If I know that I really need this piece of equipment and it's going to cost me $50,000 and I only got $25,000, I'll throw one of them signs out for a couple days to generate some money for myself to help me out a little bit. Most of the time I don't need to use it because, like I said, I utilize what I have on the farm and how to utilize it and how to make money off of it. And that's the key thing. You want to make sure you can make money and go that route. There is a thing, you don't have to buy all the equipment at once. I find that if I'm going back to the store several times and leasing something, that I might want to buy that. So, alright, so for right now, I am going to shut down the webcam so you guys can see what I'm talking about on the help menu. And there that is. And I'm going to go grab a cup of coffee, so I'll be right back. Sorry about that, but ran out of coffee. So, and like I was just saying, you know, don't get frustrated that things ain't happening as fast as it looks for other people. It'll get you. You'll get there. The biggest key thing is to just keep trucking away. And you're going to notice that there are some slow times and there are some fast times and everything else. So, we almost got this field all harvested. And we'll probably keep this combine for a little while. It does have a small head on it, but that's fine. We're not dealing with too many large fields right now. If we start doing some harvesting contracts and they got big fields, this combine isn't the thing to use. Now, as you see, I got a tractor right there with a wagon. I'm not going to use the wagon right now for this, just because it's not that far to drive to empty out my combine, and I really don't have that much. So right now we got 3,696 liters of wheat. Not a lot, but that's something to start off with. I'm going to go ahead and keep it for right now, just because I want to see what's going to happen here. Now this field behind us bends, my personal opinion is, yeah, it's way too small. And if you didn't know this, you can take and bring your combine up to one of these drop-off points, and it'll just empty it out right there for you. Now, if you take and you look, so we got all of our harvesting done now. So now we're going to have field work to do. But we got to collect that straw. So the biggest thing is, we're going to have to go and get a collector. So we'll go into our store menu here. And the first thing I always check when I come into the store menu for the day is the sales. What do we got on sale today? Well, we really don't have anything that we need. We might look into buying this. It does fertilizer and lime for us. So that's an interesting thing there. So we might purchase that today. So we'll have to go in, and what we're going to look for is our collection wagons, which are right here, forage wagons. So we got one for 30,000. What else do we got? Do we got anything good in here? No. Okay. So it looks like the one that we're going to have to get for now will be this, because that's about our price range, is 30,000. I don't really want to spend that much, but I'm thinking to myself, okay, well, I'm only going to do this right now. So do I really need to buy it, or should I lease it? Because if I lease it, I can return it. It only costs me, let's see here. Here it is. And if I lease it, it's only going to cost me $1,500 to use it for a whole day. So to me, I'm only going to use it once right now. I'm not doing anything else that I need to collect anything right now. So for right now, I'm just going to lease it. And that's the thing. Before you purchase anything, okay, so yeah, you need it this one time, but are you going to utilize it any time else? And what I mean by that is are you going to use it within the next couple months? And you might, and you might not, and you might not even realize that you were going to need it, but the only thing you're out is $1,500. That's a lot better than being out $40,000. So we'll go ahead and lease this so we can collect our stuff. And nothing says you have to return it as soon as you're done. You can use it for something else if you need to, or you can put everything, if you're going to do a bunch of mowing and you want to collect up a bunch of grass and turn it into silage in a bunker, then there you go. But I'm going to show you a better way of making in this series on making money off of grass. So what we're going to do now is we'll run down to the store. We'll grab our pickup truck. We'll put the combine back over here. Hell, don't want to block the. Might want to shut her down, huh? And I'll go ahead and fold her up. And we'll just park the combine right there for right now. So we'll get down out of the combine. We'll head over here to the truck. which I don't think I don't think you can pick things up from the store with the truck. So we'll come over here to this this tractor, and we'll use it to run down to the store. So nothing's hooked up. That's good. So get everything out of the way. And if you've never played on this map before, the store is just off. Take a right here out on the highway, and you're going to go down a little ways. And that's where all your stuff will go from that you get from the store. So as this gameplay goes on over the next couple days, I'm going to try streaming every morning and going over how this stuff all works and everything else, just to kind of give you an idea how to get started. I'm thinking we're going to go a year, which will be 12 episodes. So once that timer hits the end of the day, then that's when the end of the episode will be, and then we'll do a quick review over everything that we accomplished that day. So as you see, we go down here and we go past all these sell points and stuff like that. There will be a couple little signs here that says support farmers. Yeah, support your local farmers. Just go ahead and turn in right there. You go past the sell point, and you'll see the store right here. It's a big gray and orange building. And here is our collection wagon that we're going to rent for the day. So we'll back up to it, like so. Go ahead and hook up to it. And we'll go back down the farm. And the only thing we're going to probably use this for today will be to collect our straw. I'm going to hold on to it till about the end of the day, and then we'll take it back if we need to. So if we don't utilize it for anything else. But one of the key things is if you have crops in your fields and they need to come out that day, you need to make sure you get them out that day. Because if it rolls over into the next month, then they will wither and will be no good to you. So if you have fields that need to be harvested that day, make that your top priority in getting them harvested and out of the way. We'll come in here. I'll turn on the help menu once again. If you look up there in your left corner, upper left corner, you're going to see your controls on what you have to do. Even on console, it has that, and it'll tell you what buttons you need to hit. I'm not familiar with console controls, so I can't tell you that, but on PC, it has it all listed out right there. So what we're going to want to do is we're going to hit V. Now lower our pickup. See it? Going up and down. And then we'll want to turn it on, which by hitting B turns it on. So you'll just line up here, and you'll collect the straw up. But you see it going in the wagon. I don't know how many loads that we'll get out of this, but you also have another option. You can bale it. But really, I don't see any sense in baling it right now because we'll have to buy a baler, and then we'll have to buy another wagon to haul it all. So that's just an unexpected expense. Now later on, we will probably bale up some of the straw and store it so that we have it for the winter months for our cattle if we put a cow farm on here. I'm not going to worry about animals at this present time, just due to the fact that we really don't have a large area to be worrying about cattle. So once we start expanding, and if we get to that point, I usually don't worry about putting animals on my farm the first year. I'll do it, let's say the second year. I'll work that into my yearly thing that I want to get done. So Now, earlier I was talking about using the government subsidy signs to get yourself a little help with money. You can also borrow money from the bank, and then it charges you interest every month, or every time that you go to sleep. It'll charge you interest. That's fine too, but I wouldn't go. I think you can get up to $500,000, and I would only use that in emergency situations. Some people use it to buy more land when they first start off with, which isn't bad, because the more land you have, the more money you're making. Because being realistically, we're not going to make a lot of money off of just these 3 fields. So we are going to have to purchase some land probably in this month or next month. So I might go and get us a little loan to get that, but then we're going to need to make sure that we make payments on that and try getting it paid off as soon as possible. And like I said, this gameplay here will be without any cheats. I won't cheat in any money or anything else like that. It'll be straight up the way it is and how you play. So now we got this all wrapped up. So we'll raise that up, shut that down. So now what we need to do is we're going to go in our not help menu, but our main menu. And we need to see where straw is being bought. So we'll switch that over. And it says at the animal dealer we can get $101 for it. Okay. So let's go to the animal dealer. And I'll have them tag that place. You can tag it so it'll show you where it is. And just kind of scroll around, and you should see like a green thing up in the air, but we must not be close enough to it. So now we'll go back to our map, and you should see a blinking sell point somewhere, which I thought was down. Nope, not down there. One of these will be blinking for us to let us know that's where we take it to. Which I'm not seeing. There it is. See it, how that's blinking? So that's where we need to go. So our farm is right here, so we'll just go out here on the main highway, drive down there, and it'll take us right to it. So we'll go sell this off for right now and make a little bit of money off it. We're not probably going to make a lot of money because straw doesn't sell for a lot. And we only got 15,000 liters. So that's, but a little bit's better than none, the way I look at it. And this map here is a good map and it's one of the better ones of the map, base maps. When I first started playing, I started off on Hawk Barrelon or whatever it's called, and I went that route. But it's a good little map. And, you know, it doesn't have really tremendous, it has a variety of size of fields and stuff of that nature. So, as you see, there's like a green thing to let you know where it's at. And we'll drive down there. We'll offload this. You know, and the good thing about Farm Simulator is you can set the game up to where it meets around your schedule. You know, nothing says that you have to come in and play every day. But if you do like to play every day, you can set up for 2 or 3 hours, and you can set up half days and stuff like that and work it into your schedule to make it play. So that's where I find that I really like the game. Unfortunately, I play right around 8 to 10 hours a day on the game right now because it's winter months. I'm not working. So we'll come into here, and what we'll do, you see how that little icon down at the bottom popped up, start straw? We'll go ahead and sell that off. See how much we make off it. You see your money going up in the right hand corner. And it looks like a couple thousand what we're going to get out of this. Maybe 5,000. Oh, $1,500 just for that little bit of straw. But that's better than nothing. So that almost covered that little bit of straw that we just sold off. Will almost cover our rental fee on our collecting wagon, which is pretty good. So therefore, we're not going to start off in the hole by any means. So now that I know that I got all my fields harvested, now what I'm going to need to do is I'm going to need to do work. Going to take and combine, if I want to take and go ahead and combine a couple fields together to make one big field, go ahead and get them planted, do what I got to do. So with that being said, now we need to go in and look at our equipment and what type of equipment that we have. Is it equipment that's going to be feasible where we're going to make money off of it? Or is it equipment that is going to end up costing us in the long run? And the way you evaluate this is very simple. If you're doing all small fields, then like your 3 meter cultivators and plows and stuff like that will be fine for you. But your first starting 3 fields in this game, on this map, are the smallest ones that you'll probably touch, just for an FYI. So a 3 meter plow isn't going to do as much for you when you go to do contract work. Because what I like to do when I do, if I do any type of contract work to bring any money in, is I like to make sure that I have that equipment that it requires for that. That way I don't have a rental fee for borrowing the equipment from the store. Now, if you're low on money and stuff like that, you can always borrow it from the store, or if you don't have the equipment, because buying it realistically is going to be expensive. So when I do this, this next step here, which will be step 4, is evaluating the equipment that you have. Now, like I was just saying, what you want to do is you want to go in and you want to look at your equipment. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to our store tab. We're going to go into our own equipment, which is in our garage. So here's our tractors. We got 3 medium tractors, which medium tractors are good. You know, they're, for the most part, like this one has 190 horse, 175, 170. So the Massey Ferguson will be our smallest amount in horsepower, which that's not a big deal. We'll hold on to all 3 of these tractors. Having 3 tractors at a time is a rule of thumb. What I usually like to do is I like to have 2 medium-sized tractors and 1 large-sized tractor, one that gives me a lot of horsepower. But right now we really don't have the money to buy a big tractor, so we'll hold off on buying that big tractor for right now. So on a harvester, we'll hold on to a harvester for a little bit. Our truck is fine. Our trailer, it'll be fine. The header will be fine. Now what I want to look at is our cultivators. So our cultivator here is only a 2.5 meter cultivator. And to be honest with you, I don't see that working out great for us. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and sell that. It's just too small and it isn't going to do much for us. Next thing will be a cedar. Now the cedar is only a 3 meter cedar, but it does plant grass and our fields aren't very big. So we're going to hold on to the cedar for right now. As you see, it doesn't do fertilizing, it just plants seeds. It's not a direct drill. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to think to myself, I'm going to evaluate. So I already know I need to get a plow. and maybe I should go ahead and buy a seeder. So let's go into the store up here and see what they have for seeders. This is the one that we own. This is a 3 meter. It's a 4 meter. This is one attachment for this one here. And then we got this one. That one's $109,000. But it also does fertilizing and seeding at the same time. That's $109,000. And you need a tractor that has 210 horsepower to pull, which none of our tractors do have 210 horsepower right now. So therefore, I'm going to put this on the back burner. We will probably come and get that at a later point in time, maybe in a month or two. But for right now, we don't really need to spend that much money on a seeder. So what I do want to look at is we're going to go up here to plows. And we'll scroll all the way down to this bad boy. This was the mod that I selected, which is called the Lizard 6 and 9M. It can be either a 6 meter or it can be a 9 meter plow. We're going to purchase the 6 meter for now. So we'll customize it. We can change colors, which we'll change it over to Bonehead colors, which is gray and black. And we'll leave it at a 6 meter for right now. So we'll go ahead and buy. Now we'll go back into looking at the rest of our equipment that we have. The header trailer, we have a real small header, so we should have no problems in getting in places with the header already attached. So I'm going to go ahead and sell that. Don't need it. The weight, I don't use weights that much, so I'm going to go ahead and sell them off too. If I need a weight, I'll go buy one, but I don't really need one right now. So there we've gone through all of our equipment, and this is what you see. So we're talking about getting grass up and going and turning it into silage bales. So what we need to take in mind is we're going to need a mower, and we're going to need a baler, preferably a baler that wraps. So we'll come in here and we'll look. Which you can also go in this package deal here and say what they did. That's forage, chaff, hay, grass. Here's grass. This is something that this is what they recommend you to buy. But you see, it's well over $100,000 for all that. But we don't need a tractor. We rented this wagon here. The only thing else we'll need is a mower, which we'll worry about getting a mower here after a while. We really don't need it right now at this present time. So that just kind of gives you an idea. So what we're going to do is we're going to drop this off here, and we're going to go pick the plow up. Now this plow that I bought, we can use that to create fields. All we have to do is turn that on. As you see, the other tractor has a planter hooked up to it, which we'll utilize that planter here in a second. What I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to go ahead and speed our time up a little bit. I'm going to turn it up to 5, and we'll go that route. Oop, jumped out of the tractor. So we'll come down the road and go pick up our new plow. Now, I do recommend that if you are just starting off, that you download this mod for this plow, because the plow is so much easier to use than the base game plows. And this one allows you to create fields that allow you to create a nice square field. So, like I said, I want to generate some money. So the biggest thing I need to do right now is I need to get my fields up and going. So with this plow here, you can put it on the front, you can put it on the back, And if you don't have enough horsepower, say like you only have an 80 horsepower tractor, you can take and put this on backwards, and it'll allow you to use this plow, which is a good thing. So you don't have to buy a big horsepower tractor in order to utilize this plow. Just turn it backwards and it'll allow you to go use it. So that's why I recommend this plow. I recommend it to everybody in all my videos and all my stuff, just so you guys know. We'll head back down here to the farm, and I'm going to show you how to turn on the allow to create fields, and then we'll create one big field in the front there. That way we can take and plow or plant some grass. There's going to be a couple other little things that we're going to have to do to the field too also. So here we are. What I'm going to want to do is just come in right here. I'm going to get right on the edge of that field. It looks like these two fields are pretty close together. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come out 6 meters on this side. And make sure if you go over here to your control screen, you should see forward down Y to allow create fields. So there we go. Now we should be able to create fields. I'm going to drop this down and see how it allowed us to do that. So then what we're going to do is we're just going to come in here and we're going to plow it. And you see that rocks are coming up. I don't want to go much further than that, over than this, because that'll get us into the road, and I don't really want to deal with that. So we'll take and connect these two fields together now and make one large field out of them. Well, maybe not a large field, but it'll be a medium-sized field. And that's what you're going to want to do. Now, this will give you a fairly decent-sized field for the start off with. The one in the back there, I'm probably not going to worry about as much. And for right now, we might just not even worry about doing anything with it, because it's just too small and it's not going to get us anything much. So we'll take and come in here and square this off like so. And don't worry if your field isn't 100% squared. It's not really that big of a deal. So there we go. Got that. And like I said, this area up here will be turned into our farmyard, hopefully by the end of the year. So the way this field looks isn't that big of a deal. But we'll go ahead and plow this all up, and we'll get the rocks picked out of it. We'll have to probably lease a rock picker, and then we'll plant it, and then, well, we'll probably have to put lime down on it, I'm pretty sure. So I don't want to get too close to that path, because I don't want people walking into my field and trampling everything down. So, but like I'm showing you, we're just going to make a fairly decent sized field. Somebody left the beacon lights on that tractor. So here we go. And what this is called right here, this is called create headlands. So if you wanted to hire a worker, you could. But I'm not going to worry about where. Usually I don't start hiring workers until I get a little bit bigger and I'm doing multiple fields at a time. Because I only have a limited amount of income coming in right now, so having somebody help me do this stuff right now isn't the way to go. You want to keep from spending money in your first earlier stages. You only want to spend money when you need to spend money, is what I'm trying to say. So as you see, the rocks are coming up. Everybody can see that. And this is just kind of a nice, quiet, relaxing gameplay. We're not going to get too rambunctious on anything or anything else like that. We're just going to do... It's just to kind of show you how to get started and how to play. And show you somebody's different view on how to get things up and going. Usually I have GPS, but I know you can't use GPS on consoles, so because it's a script mod. But it won't take us that long to do this field here up and get it all ready and get it replanted. Hopefully we'll have it done by the end of the day, and it'll be up and growing for us. Now, as you've seen that when we harvested this field, and this is why I'm going to switch over to grass here, is we only got 1,000 liters off of that. So our price on wheat right now is only like $804 for every 1,000 liters. So that means what we harvested on that one little bit of field was only worth $1,000 or $800. Sorry, maybe a little over. It might be close to $1,000. So we had only made $1,000 off it. But I know that we can make more money off of silage bales. So what we're going to want to do now is, like I said, we're going to create a grass field, and we're going to tend it, and hopefully it'll produce us enough money we can get a couple cuts off of it throughout the year and not worry about we'll buy other fields to get grain crops off of, such as your wheat and stuff like that. We won't worry about corn or soybeans or corn or sunflowers yet, because I don't think we can plant them until March, and we're done past its planting stage for right now. So by the time March rolls around, we should be able to come in and plant a corn or sunflower field. And I'll get into step 5 here in a second, just so you guys will have this for everybody that's keeping track of this and watching this at a later time. You'll understand. And if your dad came in here at a later time, I do appreciate you guys coming in and checking out the video. And I hope this helps out a lot. Like I said, I had a couple emails wanting to know how to get started and how I get started in FS22. So I am showing you what I do and the quickest way I know of to make money without cheating it in. So plus I haven't played on Elm Creek yet, so I thought this would be a good chance to check it out and see what it's like. And another thing I like to do with money too is I like to make sure that I set myself to a limit to have in my checking account at all times, or my bank account up there. And in what you see right now, we're at 145,000. So what I sometimes do, I'll set a limit. Okay, I'm not going to go past 50,000, any lower than 50,000. I'll have 50,000 on me at all times. So every day when I look at it, okay, So if I set a limit for 50,000 and I'm at 140,000, that means I'm 90,000 over what I want to have. So I'm pretty much sitting at a $90,000 that I can spend on improvement stuff, which we're going to spend a little bit of money here in a second. And I don't know, I'm going to try keeping it where we keep 50,000 in our account at all times. So with that being said, I kind of let you know where we're going to need to be and where we're not going to need to be at the beginning of every stream. And we're coming to an end here. So we own the plow, which was a good purchase on our behalf, as we'll utilize this thing quite a bit. I like plowing my fields instead of cultivating them because it brings up rocks, and rocks make lime nowadays. We don't have a way of making lime right now here on the field, which is fine with me, and I'm okay with that. We will, though, have a way to make lime before the end of the series. So I like having a self-sufficient farm where I don't have to buy fertilizer, lime, or seed. So we'll drop that off here. So the next thing we need to do is we need to go look at rock collectors to get these rocks out of this field. So we'll go into our store tab, come up here, and make sure there ain't no rock collectors, which we're probably going to buy this wagon right here. I'm just going to let you know that's a good deal on that. Now spread our lime and our fertilizer for us. So I want to go look at rock collectors. So, and I think they're up, yep, right here, stone pickers. So we got one for 52, 41, and 25, which I don't have a lot, so we'll go ahead and purchase this one here. And then the next thing we need to look at buying is a roller, because you have to roll your fields in order to get good. So what we'll do, and this is going to be a grass field, so I might lease a grass roller later on. So we'll get out of that and we'll go back into here and we'll look at the rollers, which we have this one, and it's 41,000. So we're going to go ahead and purchase it. You'll use the roller on every one of your fields, so you might as well have one. As you see, our money's going down. I still have about 29,000 to spend. So but for right now, I don't need to spend any more money. What we're going to do, we'll go up and grab a rock collector. Come down here and we'll collect our rocks off this new field that we made here. Ooh, kind of a slow tractor, isn't it? We'll speed the time up a little bit. You know, and the tractors and stuff that you get when you first start playing isn't that bad. So they work out pretty good. They got just enough horsepower to run these low end things. So right here, this yellow thing is your stone collector. So what we're gonna do, we'll back up to it, hook up to it, and we'll take it back down to the farm and we'll collect the stones out of that field. Now what I'm gonna do, instead of keeping the stones, I'll take them down to a sell point and sell them off right now to bring in a little bit of money. We probably won't get a lot of money, Probably be a couple $100, but like I've said in the past, you know, that's better than nothing. So. And I probably won't need to get a grass roller right now, due to the fact that I bought a roller to roll the field out after we plant. But we are going to probably have to lime it. So like I said, purchasing that lime wagon will be a good purchase for us, and it's at a good price, to be honest with you. So we're going to go ahead and unfold the wagon out. And we'll come in, or the collector, sorry. And we'll come in here and we'll collect. So drop it down and turn it on, and off we go. And like I said, we probably won't get a lot of rock out of this, but you get them out of there, that way it doesn't hurt your planter or your harvester. And this is such a small field that, like I said, you're not going to get tremendous. Like right now, we've only gotten 25 liters. So, well, this is something new that they brought into FS22, is stone picking. And it is a good thing. It's not too bad. It's kind of tedious because we don't have any like real large pieces of equipment yet to pick rocks. You only have this like slow mount. I need to make sure I get right here. I personally don't like using this one, but it does the job, so we're going to use it. See, it doesn't seem like it likes to collect everything, and that's kind of tedious to me. I don't understand why it doesn't do it all. You know, it's got such a small window of opportunity for it to collect anything. So, and the turn radius on it sucks. Yeah, I really don't like this one at all. But right now it's what we can afford. So I'll come down here on this side. Maybe do it like that. Maybe it might be better. I don't know. Maybe I'll hire a worker to do it. So, hold on here. Alright, so we'll see if that works better. Come out like that. Whew. Getting a little warm today. Come down through here. I have to see how it missed all that. But there is simple stages in getting a field ready to go. You're going to want to plow it up. And then you want to come in. You can either plow it or you can field cultivate it or something. I think you have to plow the field every 3 times. I just go ahead and plow all my fields up. I don't worry about field cultivating anything. The only time I really worry about field cultivating is if I'm pressed for time and I need to get it done. And I'll run in and field cultivate. But most of the time I plow up my fields. I go in, then I go in and I collect the rocks, and then I'll plant it, or no, I'll spread my lime, and you have to spread lime every 3 harvests. So you don't have to do lime every time, but if that's your first time, you'll want to go ahead and spread your lime out, and then you'll come in and plant it, then you'll roll it, and then you'll come in. If your planter doesn't do fertilizing, then you'll come in and fertilize it, and then you should be good to go for a little while, which I'll show you all that here in a second. Because we'll plant this or lime it. And then we're going to have to find ways of making some money. So probably what we'll do is we'll probably do some contracts to break in some money. You know, you probably ain't going to get a lot of real big contracts. I didn't see any big ones right now. The type of contracts you want to look out for where you make a little bit of money off of them is fertilizing, and harvesting. Harvesting, you get whatever crop they don't require, you get to keep. So it gives you a little bit of extra bank in your pocket. Fertilizing, you just use your own equipment and go fertilize, because everybody will have. I recommend that everybody gets a fertilizer or a fertilizer spreader or a lime spreader. That way you can make some money off of it if you need to. It's about the easiest way to make some money. You can also make money off of productions, but I don't think we're going to start up any productions on this today. We might look into doing that tomorrow. But as it stands right now, we probably won't. And I probably will, as soon as we get up and going pretty smoothly, I probably will get us a new rock picker, because I don't really care for this one too much. I gotta go over a lot of areas that I've already gone over, because this is not getting it all. Which that can be a pain, because having to repeat over and over and over again just isn't the funnest thing to do. On one of my other gameplays, I spent 6 hours rock picking 3 fields. 2 hours per field. That was a long time. That's why I don't really mind doing these small fields like this. Now, if you don't want to do the rock picking, you can shut off Fieldstone in the settings menu and shut it off, and you don't have to worry about doing it. I like doing it just due to the simple fact that, like I said, you can make lime off of rocks, so you don't have to spend money on lime. I'll take a mine. Lime isn't very expensive, but it could be. You know, it adds every little bit when you're first starting off, adds up, and that's what you kind of want to eliminate if you possibly can. But off this field, I don't think we're going to get a lot of rock to make enough lime, so we'll just probably end up selling it off, or I'll dump it down in the creek for right now. And also, too, don't worry about if you don't have enough money to get a roller. You don't necessarily have to roll out your fields. It just gives you a yield boost, and then yield boost will generate a little bit more for you. But that's the way I'm kind of showing you right now. Will be the cheapest way to start making money, and so you can buy other fields and stuff like that. Like I said too, I'm not gonna cheat in money or anything like that. I like playing the game. This will be a straight up gameplay. And then hopefully at the end of this series, everybody will see that it is kind of a fun game and worthwhile to play. I enjoy it a lot anyway. Like I said, this has kind of became a hobby of mine. I just sit around and when I'm not working or doing anything, I'll play on Farm Sim for a couple hours a night. And it's kind of relaxing. I'll probably try to have to go back and hit some of these areas that this thing doesn't collect everything. We almost got her all done and knocked out. And it's starting to do a little bit better of a job, I guess. Got such a small working width with it, it's hard to keep her up and going. Hey, that's why it was so cheap. We really don't need a big one right now. So A couple more passes and this one will be all collected. And then we can get into, we'll lime it, and then we'll plant it, roll it, and fertilize it. And that should be pretty much about a day. We're about 1 o'clock in game. Got about 6 more hours doing this. Like I said in the beginning, this video and this stream series is just gonna be kind of a basic on how to get started and how to get going, and where you can utilize what I'm telling you on how to do things, or you can implement your own things into my stuff, and it just gives you a different outlook on how to play the game. There's no said way on how to do things and whatnot. But in order for you to make money, you do have to kind of follow some steps and everything else like that. And I'm just wanting to kind of show you that we can take and turn this into a profitable farm within its first year, and expand it and grow it without having a huge debt in the game. We'll do this pass here, and then we'll have to run down and pick up a couple spots that this thing missed. And then we'll go into our lineman, which we'll have to go and purchase that lime wagon that's for sale in the store. Which we'll probably do is run down this one here. I see some right there. And get that. There's some out there. I'll swing back around and grab that a little bit. What I kind of found out too is the rock collecting. You usually can collect enough rock to give you enough lime for that field that you have just done. So, the way I have noticed, I haven't tested that out yet, but that's the way it looks like it goes for me. And also, you don't have to lime your fields every time. It's every three harvests. So therefore, if you need to get your lime built up when you do actually get the stuff, then we'll swipe out here and grab this, and then go back and do that corner a little bit better. Looks like there's a lot of rock in there. Alright, so now we got all that collected up. Shut that down, and we'll just leave the rock inside of it for right now until it's full. We're only at 23%, so and we'll take and pull her over here and leave her off to the side. So now we got to lime it. There's a lime wagon on sale at the store for $23,000. So we'll go ahead and purchase that. Yeah, she's fine, just like that. Yep, looks pretty. So we'll buy it. And then we need to buy some lime. probably need to buy some lime and fertilizer. So come in here and we'll want the big bag pallets. So we got fertilizer, we'll go ahead and get that bought. So we'll start off with 3 for now. And for lime, we will get 3. There we go. And then while we're here, we might as well get seed for our seeder. Which I will get 3 of them also. Goodbye. Alright, so now we will go down and pick up our lime spreader. And see, if you notice, we dipped a little bit below 50,000. That's not going to be too big of a deal. First couple days, we might dip down lower than that until we get some actual income coming in off our field here. So this tractor is slow. And this tractor here has the most horsepower. That's why I've been using it more than any other tractor. So just to kind of give you guys an idea of what's going on and why I'm doing it that way. So what we're going to do here is pull into this wagon that we got. And I'm going to fill it up with some lime. I'll jump down out of it. Now, I do have the lumberjack mod installed, so I have super strength to do this instead of buying a loader wagon. And we're just going to fill it up right now. Now, take in mind, whatever line we don't use, I can empty out down at the farm. So this is a cheap way of transporting stuff down to the farm. And we'll put 3,000, I think it's 1,000 liters per big bag. We'll put all them inside the wagon for now. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and throw all these in here for right now. And then when we get down to the farm, I'll unload them best I can. Now, since I put lime in first, the fertilizer shouldn't be dumping out. See, it's not dumping out into there, which is a plus. And this is another way to kind of that I do to, instead of buying a loader attachment or anything else like that, I can use super strength and put my stuff all in this wagon, and we can take it down and then unload it at the farm. As you see, it's all sitting in there. It shouldn't come out. We won't be driving fast enough. So, and that way I don't have to make 3 separate trips down here to download or load up my fertilizer and seed and everything else. And I'll have all this down at the farm, and when I get done, I can offload it and reload it all up again. So it's kind of a cheesy way to do it. But I will be right back. I have to run to the restroom, so I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back, and we'll get back in, and we'll head back down to the farm. So, if you guys have any questions or anything else like this while you're watching, feel free to send me an email or leave something in the chat. I will get back to it as soon as I can. Like I said, this is just how to get started on a map, and you can utilize all the stuff methods that I've gone over with you on any map. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna go down here and offload all this stuff, and I'm gonna put it in that field that we're not gonna use as a field for right now. That way I can just pull up to it and empty or put my stuff into here. So what we'll do is we'll turn on our super string, pull that out. There's some seed. And yes, I know some people will say this is cheating, but it makes things a lot easier on you when you're trying to get started. And there we go. Got it all offloaded. And we'll go ahead and spread our line out. So we'll unfold our spreader, zoom out a little bit. And what we'll do is start here. Wait a minute. That's fertilizer. Dang it. So we loaded up the wrong stuff. We don't need the fertilizer right now. So what we'll do is come over here and we'll unload. Hit I. And boom, all your fertilizer sits out there. So now we need to grab the lime, which is right here. And we'll fill up with some lime, which I think now, if you have a question, I did see a question here pop up, that how do you know what your field needs? So there's a box that will appear up in your lower right hand corner of the screen, which will show you, like right here you see that the field needs lime. Alright, so it'll come up there highlighted in blue. If you come over and look at this field, that which we own, it will say needs lime and needs plowing. So you'll need to plow it first, and then you need to lime it. And then you can plant it, and then you'll need to roll it. And it'll tell you that you need to roll it still. So we'll put another thing of lime in there, which I think will be more than enough. Actually, we'll just utilize the one. I think that was 2,000 liters. We shouldn't use all that lime on this one field. Wait. So we'll come over here. And get started. Go back up. This thing does have a little bit of a far spread. So start her off. Maybe not with lime, it doesn't. But we'll, as you see, when you know you're getting lime spread down right, you'll have white powder stuff all over the ground. And that's what you want. And we're going through some lime. Wow, I didn't think it would be that much on here. Huh. I might have to go fill up with more lime. Well, that's weird. I didn't think this little field would take that much. That's what I get for thinking, I guess. We'll go over here and get some more lime. Hopefully we have enough lime to finish the field. I'll go ahead and put it all in. Now, if you want a more realistic thing, yes, you can buy a loader for your tractor and load it like that. Me personally, like I said, I like using this mod just because it helps save a little bit of money when you're first getting out started. Now, when I get a little further down the line with this, I will get a bin that does it all for me, and I can just pull up underneath it, and I'll show it to you when we put it on the farm. So we'll get this lime added into there. Hopefully that'll be enough to finish off this field, and we'll call it good for the day. We won't end the stream, but we'll get it planted with grass so that way it's growing overnight. And now jump back in the old John Deere here. We got 4,000 liters of lime, so 6,000 just to do this one field. That's crazy. I'm just gonna go ahead and do this edge now. If I have to, we'll run down the store and grab another thing. Or I might turn on my store delivery so it just delivers right here to the farm. But I think we'll be able to knock this all out with what we have. We haven't even gone through 1,000 liters yet, so we should be good. Get that. I'll go ahead and swing over here a little bit. And you always want to kind of keep a track of how much lime and how much fertilizer that you use on one spot. That way, when you go to redo it again, you know how much to exactly buy. So like right now, we are sitting at probably going to be using up all this lime. A little spot that I missed over there, we'll get here in a second. But with that being said, this took almost 6,000. We're at 5,000 liters right now. So we know we're going to need 3 things of lime to do this field. Pretty much. So there's that. Liming is done, and we got 615 liters left. So pretty much we have to, if we do this, we'll have to take in by 3 of them totes each time. So now we're going to jump down and go grab our planter. It is almost 5 o'clock game time, so we should have this planted and rolled by the time the game's over with. And doesn't have a fertilized stage on it, so we'll jump in this tractor, we'll hook up to the planter, and it already has seed in it. Good deal. So we can go ahead and start planting. So I'm going to switch the seed over, and the way you switch seed over is by hitting Y. And I want to go to grass. So there. And we will put this down. Now we'll unfold the seeder. And we are going to use it. No, we don't need to use ridge markers on this. You can use the ridge markers to create straight lines. I'm not going to worry about that right now, because I'll be able to see it. Now we shouldn't go through as much seed, but we might, since it's only a small planter. But we'll get this field planted. And I'm going to slow time down a little bit. I don't want to run out of time before we get everything done with this field, because I want to get the field done and planted and rolled. We can always come back in tomorrow and re-fertilize, throw in another thing of fertilizer over the top of it. But what I want to do here, like I said, I just want to make sure that we get it planted. Go like so. And I always do headlands, unless I have a lot of turnaround space. But sometimes you do and sometimes you don't. And this one here we probably would, but might as well do a headland on it, because I want to show you guys how to utilize a worker, just in case you want to use a worker so you can go off and do something else. Like I said, I don't use them very often, only when I'm in a crunch to get things done, or when I am into bigger fields, I will use workers then, because they help out a lot. But when you use a worker, you want to go ahead and put your headlands in there, and that'll get you kind of a barrier for them so they don't mess things up. And I'm going to say this, most of the time the workers, they'll do a good job for you, but a lot of times they'll do little mistakes, like they'll miss a patch or something like that. If you've created a field, they'll have issues with that. So that's another reason why I don't utilize workers that often. But yeah, there's that. We got that one more little pass here. It's like both sides that they have enough turnaround spots, so I'm only going to do one headland. One little pass through it all. They should be able to figure it out. And sometimes you'll have to come in and touch it up for them, what they've missed. So what you're going to do when you go to hire a worker, you're going to pull in your field, do a headland, maybe sometimes do a headland times 2, just if it's a tight area, because they take a large space to turn around at. So then what you're going to do, you look up here in your help menu, it should tell you how to hire a worker. So hire an AI worker is by pressing H. So you hit H, and they'll go and start planting for you. Now that you got your headland, they should go. And what it's going to do is it's going to charge you to use a worker to do all this. So we're going to go ahead and jump out of the tractor. As you see, there she goes. She goes off and she's going to work. And what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to fix this little area right here by going into my create construction, and I'm going to go landscaping, and I am going to level it. So with that being said, I'll pull out my square, make it bigger. Well, that's too big. That'll be good enough. I'm going to hold it because I want this all to be level right here. So what I'm going to do is drag it over all this. And since my guy's standing right there, it's not going to do it right there for me. And slowly bring that all up, fill it all in there. I got that tractor right there, so that won't allow me to do that. So what I'll do is I will move that tractor and my guy, and then we'll come back in and we'll level out the rest of that. You see, she's going to town. Oh. And we'll go back in here and we'll finish that landscaping off. I want to come over here. Right here. Push that over to square. What we'll do is Just kind of hold it over it, and it'll fill it all in for you. Make it all nice and level. And then what we'll do now is we will go ahead and butter it down, make it soft, so there ain't no like big, like right there around this edge here, I'll need it. Same thing right here. All that's gonna do is just soften it out a little bit so there ain't no roughness in there. Then we'll go into painting and we will use gravel. Is that what that is? Yep. We'll make that a little bigger. And we will paint all that. So now you don't even know that was even there. And I have a mod installed that allows me to do this without costing me. I do not know if that is for console or not, but you just have to check it out. So there we go, we got that all figured out and fixed. And it looks like she is going to town over there. So we're going to take and bring the combine over here, park it over here in this area. For right now, we'll just use this as our storage area for our equipment. So this starter combine isn't bad, but it isn't meant to do large fields. So if you do use this combine to try doing a large field, you are going to notice it's going to take forever. So eventually we will get a bigger combine with a bigger head, but we'll stair step ourselves up that way. So I want to take a look at what we got going on. So we have combined 45 and 46 into one field. We are going to use 44 as like a storage area for us for right now. And now we need to look at what it's going to cost us to own these fields down here, which would be 47, 48, 49, 50, and 51. So we'll kind of go in here. 49 is going to be 56, 48, 49,000, 47, 64, 114, and 91. So the way I'm seeing it, it's going to cost us right around 300 grand to own all them fields. Now, I'm just going to say this little field up here that we made for grass, it'll generate us some money, but it's not going to generate enough money to get those. So the next thing I want to look at when I go to purchase land, I want to see if there's any crops in it and if any of it's ready to harvest. So we'll go back to that and ready to harvest. No, there's nothing ready to harvest down there. But let's see what's in them fields. Field 50 we won't be able to do because that's cotton. I'll just tell you that much right now. We do have a field of sugar beets right here, which I can make us some money. 48 doesn't have anything in it. 49 looks like it has sunflowers. And then 51 has soybeans in it. So, with that being said, what we can do now that we have a little bit of income coming in, which will be coming from our grass, we can look at maybe purchasing some land. And the way, I know I said it earlier, I don't like going in and getting a loan, but we can get a loan to purchase all these lands, and they should pay for themselves over the course of the year. So, with that being said, let's go and figure out how much that's all going to cost us. So I'm going to pull up my calculator here. Oh, and I'll get back into the field map here. So, we got field 49. Is going to be 56,000 $1,858 or 56. So, and 48 will be 49,152. And then 47 is going to be 64,488. $50 is going to be 114,000. 072. And then 51 is going to be 91,000. So we'll go in and I will add this all up real quick here. So we got 56, 856 plus 49,152 plus 64,488 plus 114, 72 plus 91 equals, oh, did that wrong. So we need that plus 91,000. 1, 2, 3. So we're looking at almost 400 grand to buy all that land down there. So now we have a decision to make on that. So if we take out a loan for $400,000, we can purchase all that land, but then that will pretty much for the year won't allow us to buy, use a loan to buy anything else. So do we really want to purchase all that land right now, or do we want to just wait for a little bit and then purchase it? We got one field, which is 48, that doesn't have no crop on it at all right now. We have a small field of sunflowers, which we'd have to buy a corn head to harvest that. We have a field of sugar beets and a field of cotton, which we don't have the means to harvest those two. But then on 51 is a field full of soybeans, which we do have the means of harvesting those, and soybeans do pay a pretty good pay. It's one of the crops that I consider a cash crop. So therefore, that might be a way to go with that if we purchase 51. 49 will cost us a little bit of money to get a corn header so we can harvest the sunflowers. So that's just a thought of mine, and I'm not going to purchase today. I just kind of wanted to look and see what we could do, and maybe give ourselves a goal in coming into it. Maybe we'll download the government subsidy sign, and that'll give us a little bit more income coming in. I don't know yet if I want to do that quite yet. I kind of wanted to do this from scratch, but that's where we're sitting at. We're gonna have to have 400,000 just to purchase all that land down there. And plus, we gotta do vehicle upgrades and everything else like that. So, I think we'll hold off on buying today, and we might just go ahead and purchase as we go. So, if we know that this field here, 49, costs us $60,000. As soon as we get an extra $60,000, we'll come over and we'll purchase it, is what I'm saying. Because it doesn't look like there's a lot of grass area. This one over here, 52, has some grass off the side of it that we can take and maybe make it into a good. And it's got soybeans on it also. So I wonder what that one cost. So we'll look at 52. And it costs $140,000. So that might be more of a realistic thing. We can get some more income coming in off of this here than we could these right now, because it doesn't look like there's much grass around all that stuff. So 52 would be another option that we can do. Let's go in and check on our worker here and see how they're doing. Get out of my combine. I don't need it in there. She should be wrapping up here. Looks like she's getting close. Yep. I'm going to go ahead and take the other tractor down and go get the roller so we can get that rolled and fertilized today. And that should be put us pretty close to the end here. So I'll detach that for now. We'll run down and grab the roller so I can start rolling. Looks like I'm going to have to... maybe not. Might have to do a little touching up with the... Well, she's not doing too bad of a job. And we'll have to touch up around the edges where she couldn't get. So, which ain't that big of a deal. It's a lot better than I thought she'd be doing. So, we'll get this field rolled out and get it fertilized. Well, I might save the fertilizer until the morning, well, until the next day. We'll see what our time frame looks. I like to go to 8 o'clock in game time is my daytime, my days. And we're sitting at 6:45 right now. So I don't like working too much into the dark if I don't have to. Which we'll check the fertilizer stage after I get it rolled out, and we'll see where it's at. You know, if you're coming in and checking out this stream, feel free to check out my how-to videos, and also check out my other stream videos. We're doing a stream series at nighttime on County Line. I built the farm from scratch, and we are now proceeding and going into, we're only 2 or 3 episodes into that one, so you haven't really missed that much, but feel free to go over and check it out. I do try streaming every night, usually Wednesday through Sunday nights. I take Monday and Tuesday nights off, so that's where that is at with that. So what we're going to do here, we'll unfold our roller. And I'm going to drop her down, and we will roll this field out. That way it gives us a good yield on it. Which I might need to move her out, move that tractor out of the way. Now, rolling the field is something new that's came to FS22. If you're not used to it, then that's what it is. I'm hoping that this grass will work out for us. Like I said, it usually takes 2 to 3 days to harvest it. We should get 1 cut out of it before winter, and then we should get about 3 cuts off of it every year. So it's not a tremendous big field, but it is something that's going to keep us up and going. And I'm going to go ahead and move the other tractor real quick here. And since she's done, make sure everything got planted. Looks like it. So we'll take our planter, and we only use 40% of our capacity on our planter to plant the field, which is good. So we'll take this down over here. I'm just gonna park it in the garage. Whoop. I want to be careful there. I don't want to drive over that open spot. Try not running into things. There's that. Get back in here and we'll finish rolling this field, and then we'll see what the fertilized state is like. Oh, hit my porch. And turn my lights on so I can kind of see. And if we have to fertilize, it shouldn't take very long. Like I said, I might wait till tomorrow to do the fertilizing, but it looks like everything's going pretty good. Like I said, we'll probably do about 12 episodes on this. This will show a year and see where it's at and give you kind of an idea on how I do my farm startups. Not saying that my way is the best way, and I'm not saying my way is the correct way. That's the way I kind of do it, and it kind of gives you guys an idea of what to do and how to do it and everything else of that nature. And at the end of the episode here, we'll go over a review on everything that we've done, and we'll call her a day. But really, it ain't that hard to do this game and get started into it and like it. If you played FS19 any, you know that it's a fun game. So there is a lot of different features in FS22 than what there was in FS19, but hey, all games do it. Get this thing turned here, make one more run down the field, and that should be it for rolling it. I don't know if we'll have to fertilize this or not. Probably will though, knowing my luck. I'm kind of doing this in a different format. I thought I'd stream it in the mornings. That way it kind of shows up as a stream, and if you wanted to come in and check me out doing it live and have any questions and want to talk to me about it, then you could. But here we are, we got her all rolled out now. So I'll pick her up, fold this up, and we'll take this over to our storage yard. But first I want to jump out and see if we're going to need to fertilize this. Which it says there's no fertilization down, which we need. We're going to need to fertilize it. We got a yield bonus of 53%, which is pretty good. So what I'll do is we'll go ahead and put our first fertilizing stage down. That way, when we advance it tomorrow, we can fertilize it again. Oh, there's a hole right there still. I'm gonna have to fix that. So now, one hook. Why didn't that close all the way up? Yeah, there it goes. Now we'll drop that down. Okay, there it goes. Now it's working. So what we'll do here is real quickly, we'll go ahead and hook up to our spreader. And we will unload. Alright, yeah, unload the lime, and we will load up some fertilizer in this. So, which we'll know we'll have to use it twice, so I'm going to go ahead and throw all the fertilizer in here for now. So, come over here to the fertilizer. I'll grab it. Dump her in there. So it's pretty simple on how to do things and everything else. It's easy to get up and started and going. And when it gets a lot funner when you start getting the bigger equipment and bigger fields and stuff like that. Alright, so now we got 2 of them in there. And we'll put our 3rd one in. And we'll spread some fertilizer and we'll call her a day. So that kind of worked out pretty good. We'll turn our lights on. That way we can see what we're doing. And I'll pull in here like so. And we'll start spreading some fertilizer. And you can see that there's a dark line where the fertilizer has been spread. So you'll know where it's actually all been spread at. Which is kind of helpful. You don't want to double up on your fertilizer. And this thing has a wide spread, so that's good. And it was a really good buy in the used store. I do recommend that every day that you come in and play, every new day, go in and check out what's for sale in the store. There might be some items in there that you need. And that's what I kind of do. I just kind of wait to see what's in the store before I buy a lot of stuff. Unless I absolutely need it right then and there. Come up this way. Everything will be spread or fertilized for the night. And tomorrow we'll come in and see where we're at with this field. Maybe we'll even look into buying another patch of land. And there we go. And she's all fertilized now. So what we'll do is we'll park our tractor and we'll check out our field condition. Make sure that everything's good to go with it. Turn the flashlight on so we can see. And right now we're about 50% fertilized, which is good, and we got a 75% yield bonus coming. So we'll have to fertilize this one more time, and we'll probably end up having to roll. We won't roll it out this time, but after we harvest it, the next time we'll roll it out, which will boost up our yield bonus. It'll give us another 20%. So with that being said, we will head over here to the porch, and we'll do a recap, and I'll join you guys back with my face cam. So, give me a second here. And boom, there I am. So, we'll do an overcap here real quick. And there we are. So, with that all being said, we'll just do a quick review here and we'll end the stream. I gave you the first 4 basic steps on how to start the farm. It's not hard to do. The first one is you need to go in and see if there's anything that you don't need on the farm and sell it off. That'll give you a little bit of income. As you've seen, it gave us right around $50,000 today. Your step 2 is to go in and see what fields need to be harvested that you own and get them harvested. So we had one field and we harvested it. We got a little over 1,000 liters. Probably had only been about $800, so I haven't sold it off yet. We can if we need the money. Step 3 is to go through all your equipment and see what you can sell off that you aren't going to need. So if you know you have a 3-meter plow, probably isn't the best thing. I recommend you just going in and getting rid of the stuff that you don't think you're going to use. And step 4 is get a game plan together. You want to utilize your map. You want to utilize all your stuff that's available for you on the game, and get a game plan put together. Like we created one big field out of 2 little fields. It's about a medium-sized field. What you're gonna do? Okay, so right now I'm just starting off, so a lot of your grain crops and stuff like that isn't gonna pay off for me right here. Now, if you have 5 big fields and they all had grain crops in it, it'd be a totally different story there. So getting a game plan together is step 4, and that is probably one of the most crucial things to follow. And if you do them 4 steps, that'll kind of help you out in getting started. Now tomorrow we'll come in and we'll see what we can do. We might have to purchase land, we might have to take a loan out or something like that. I don't know. We'll see when we come in and see what we got to do. With all that being said, I will switch our screen over here. I would like to take this time to thank you guys all for coming in and checking out the video. If you do like what you see, please hit that like button. If you want to, go ahead and hit subscribe. And if you already have subscribed to my channel, please hit that bell so you won't ever miss a stream or a video. With all that being said, I hope you have a good day, and I'll see you again tomorrow. Bye.